Blog Talk Radio.
Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Your host is here for the show tonight to interview our special guest. Show highlight. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, boxing, tennis, golf, and racing. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Tune in for all the news and scores, reporting on the games and so much more. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. The Allen Alford Sports Talk Show.
Welcome, everybody. Always a pleasure. Always definitely a pleasure to hear from you. Definitely glad to be with you this evening. We have a lot to discuss. We're going to go over a lot. Glad that I'm back at my normal scheduled time. Last week was a little crazy with technical difficulties because I was on the road. So my defense, this week, because of last week, I am not doing the StreamYard. I'm actually on the road again for a second week. I'll talk more about that during the show. But if you wish to call in, please call in at 516-418-5572, 516-418-5572. So we're only doing the blog talk tonight, not the video StreamYard. Reason being because there's a few details I have to kind of kink out when I do travel. So I want to make sure when I come back strong next time, it's done more professionally and done right. So I'll work on those kinks, but definitely want to thank our wonderful sponsor, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting. You may need it. So make sure, folks, that you visit Chef G's right here in Tampa, 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Beautiful showcase. You can get yourself some great barbecue sauce right there on site. Get yourself some Florida stand. Get yourself some rub. His products, Chef G's products, are fantastic. Can't go wrong with all four flavors. If you can't come down to Tampa, it's quite all right. Feel free to visit Chef G's right there at FLBBQSauce.com. Again, it's FLBBQSauce.com. Definitely, you cannot go wrong with getting a 4-pack. What we're going to do is all music tonight is provided by Sam Scola Songs. Really appreciate Sam Scola Songs and his beautiful wife, Mary, right there out of Rhode Island. So all the music you can hear on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And some of my Instagram stories and Facebook stories, I use some of the Sam Scola songs there. So definitely check them out. Again, all music is provided by Sam Scola Songs. I'm going to go ahead and play the Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song. Once I come back, we're going to officially go ahead and get the show started. We're going to get this show going on the right foot. Hang in there, because you're going to have a wonderful night. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce coming right now by Sam Scola Songs.
Comes in for variety, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, Florida Gold Honey Mustard. the cookout tree. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce.
So delicious and addicting. You may need a support group. Really appreciate Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Definitely don't forget to visit him at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Can't come down to Tampa. It's quite all right. Visit him at flbbqsauce.com. Again, it's flbbqsauce.com. Absolutely delicious. The 4th of July will be here before you know it. And here comes our wonderful, wonderful caller. Let's bring him on. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, thanks, Alan.
All right. So glad to hear from you. I apologize about last week. Last week was a bit of a doozy. I was on the road and I had to move the show back. I apologize about that. And when I moved the show back, the blog talk wasn't working. So unfortunately, it was only available on StreamYard. But we're here. How you been?
Okay. That explains why everything happened. All right. Well, June is going to be a busy month in the sports world, pretty much the whole summer, and so there's going to be a lot going on.
You're absolutely right. You're 110% right, Lou. You could have said it better. I've already been booked up for about 3 events for June already, and June is actually, you're right, it is going to be a very, very busy month. A lot going on in June. So stay tuned, folks. There's going to be a lot of great content you'll hear in June. Man, how many events you got planned in June?
Well, I mean, you have the NBA and NHL finals, and the NBA finals have just been announced because last night the Mavericks took care of business, and, now it's all set against the Celtics.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough matchup.
That's too tough. I mean, the Celtics have been doing what they do all year, and I don't see how the Mavericks are going to hold much of a fight. This could be a mismatch right here.
So you think who do you think is going to win this?
Unfortunately, I think it's going to be the Celtics.
Really?
Unfortunately, yes.
Let me see here.
If the Mavericks do pull it off, it would be a shock.
I have the Mavericks winning this series. I do.
Wow.
I just think that I just feel as if teams in the West versus teams in the East, they seem to do really well. I don't know why that is, but I do have the Mavericks winning series. I know that the Celtics are the favorites. I did check that today.
Yeah.
The Celtics are the favorite to win this. And that's the first time the East has been kind of the favorite in some time now.
Well, considering how they've done in the regular season and postseason, that isn't surprising. But I mean, the gap has shrunk. They were overwhelming favorites, by Monday. But now the gap seems to be a little bit closer.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think the Celtics are going to win, and you don't want the Celtics to win, is what I get from you.
Yeah, as much as I want them to, I think they're going to.
Okay, so usually you're pretty good with predictions. I still think the Mavericks are going to pull it out. I believe in the Mavericks. I believe in Mark Cuban. Mavericks seem to do well in the finals, and I just feel as if the Celtics. I got them winning. I definitely have the Mavericks winning, pulling off an upset and winning. But it's to be determined. We'll see. We'll see. So in the other series, the NHL, what do you think over there?
I guarantee a win for the Rangers tomorrow night.
So you think the Rangers win tomorrow, tie the series?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, it's happened before with this. It's happened before.
And for the general audience who don't know, it's 3 games to 2. Florida is leading.
Mm-hmm.
So if Florida wins tomorrow, they advance. And this is going to the finals just like the NBA finals.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Rangers win, they continue the series. It goes to Game 7. So we will see what happens. Do you think the series gets extended?
Whenever our back is against the wall in this kind of situation, we prevail. I mean, Game 6, 94, if you remember, Messier said himself, I guarantee a win, even though they were down going into the third period. When that third period happened, the Rangers' offense just exploded and wound up winning that game. And anybody who thought that the Devils were going to win, I think I'll commit suicide that night.
Oh, okay. So you have the Rangers.
But this has been a series that I thought was going to turn out this way.
Go to 7 games.
Yeah, and the way it's been going, because you got the 2 best teams in the conference, you got the 2 best goaltenders in the conference, probably in the game of hockey itself. So this is how I expected it to go.
Yeah, when you got great competition and they're closely matched, that's usually what happens. And to give the great fans of the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show an update, Edmonton Oilers are playing the Dallas Stars right now. It's 2-0 Edmonton over the Oilers. I'm sorry, Edmonton over the Dallas Stars. 2-0, period 2.
Yuck.
So it's still got plenty of time, 15 minutes and 10 seconds in the period 2. Series is tied 2-2.
Yuck. Oh, well, at least that'll go to a 6 game as well. So, all right.
So there's plenty of time in that game. Edmonton Oilers versus the Dallas Stars. So, yeah, so it's going to be great. This is where I looked at the schedule and see, this is where having the UFL playoffs and having the championship game so late in the season, there's kind of a conflict. If the NBA Finals goes past, if it goes to a Game 5, let's say the Celtics or the Mavericks sweep, then you won't really have a schedule conflict going to the UFL championship game. If it goes to Game 5, which more than likely it will, at least a Game 5, you're going to have a schedule conflict because one of the games on the 17th, the UFL championship's on the 16th.
Yeah.
And it's in St. Louis. I mean, you could do it if you're willing to buy a flight. It's going to be kind of hectic for you, but you can do it. The reason why I bring this up, folks, is because one of my media friends was looking forward to covering the UFL championship, but they also cover the Dallas Mavericks. This is why I don't like the schedule so late. I looked at this and I'm like, I thought about the playoff too. Before I looked at the schedule, I said, you know what? Being that Dallas made it and the finals, I said there might be a conflict if the series goes long. Well, I looked at it. If it just goes 5 games, unless it's a clean sweep with the Mavs or the Celtics, then it won't be an issue. But if it goes to at least Game 5, at least it's not on the same day, but logistically you would have to do something. I mean, if you got that private jet like The Rock or Danny Garcia, then you got no issues.
Right.
Or a helicopter. Well, no, I would say that you would need a private jet because it's too far. It's too far with the helicopter. I just thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too far.
I wouldn't go there.
Yeah, see. But June is a busy month. There's a lot of stuff going on in June.
Yes. I should say it'll be a busy summer in general.
It is going to be a busy summer. It has been. I'd have to say, folks, thank you for the Allen Alfred Sports Show. Since February turned, like the middle of February, I've been really, really busy. Events, things coming up, and June is already, I can already see June is already a busy month for me. It's going to be a very busy month. How about for you?
The sports calendar, yeah, of course, because we got a whole bunch of events going on. And we'll continue, of course, right into July as well, into early August.
Yeah, you're right.
Got a huge schedule.
It is a big schedule. But, hey, that's what makes it fun.
Yes.
Time goes by fast when you're busy. I have to say that much.
Yeah.
Time goes by real fast.
Yes, and of course, June is also my anniversary month as well.
Wow. So you definitely got a big June.
So
you the man.
Well, I mean, not nationally, but when I first started out, just on the local project, because every June I look back at that, and it's amazing. It's been amazing how long it's been since I've been doing this.
Yeah, you're right. Time goes by fast. I can't believe it's 4 years now.
For me, it's 11.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't feel like it's been 4 years. It really hasn't.
I mean, yeah, for me, it's 11 years.
Man, you the man.
Yeah.
You the man.
When I started this, my youngest niece wasn't even 2 years old yet.
Wow. And you're still going strong. I appreciate you. If you did call in last week, I apologize if you couldn't get through.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured something had to be up.
That was so frustrating. But at least I had the StreamYard working.
Well, that's good.
Awesome. Speaking of that, what you got?
Yeah, and June is one of those months where I'll do 5 shows this month. Oh, boy. So, to start off with, tomorrow we'll preview the NBA Finals, which is now official. We'll do Game 6, a Game 6 preview of the Rangers-Panthers series. We'll take care of some French Open news that's going on right now. WNBA, MLB, UFC, that other full league that shall be nameless. Hint. And, no offense. And, I think I want to get a few thoughts in on the passing of Bill Walton. So, for those of you who may have heard, Walton passed away Monday after a battle with cancer. So, anybody who was a fan of Walton, if you come on tomorrow, give your thoughts about one of basketball's greatest players. And, of course, we'll have the monthly scheduled events and the standings, as we do in the first of the month. Your thoughts, the ridiculous sign of the week, sports trivia, this week in sports history, and the feel-good story of the week. I hope I can get this all in tomorrow, which might be a little tricky, but I'll do my best. The number is 512-543-HELP. Help me. No, 513-4662. I'll repeat it again. 512-543-4662. And remember, it's 4 to 6 Eastern Time. If you're calling from the Central, it's an hour earlier, 3 to 5. Some of you kind of get that confused. But 4 here in the East, 3 in the Central, 1 o'clock in the West, and 9 o'clock in Bora Bora, or whatever it is.
That's right. 4 to 6 Eastern Standard Time Zone. CST, it's 3 to 5. And the phone number is 512-543-4662. 512-543-4662. Not only can you call in, you can visit them at the Enhanced Sports Show right there on YouTube too. So it's going to be an awesome show.
Type in exactly as it says, or else it's not going to go through.
Enhanced Sports Show. That's fantastic.
Right.
Great show. 4 to 6 tomorrow. Make sure.
And like I said, June is my anniversary. Well, it's more like towards the end of June, but still it is on that month. And like I said, it's 11 years, and it's been 11 great years. I suppose I've lasted this long.
Anniversary month with you and Diane, or anniversary month with the show?
Well, since I first started with the local project.
Okay, wow, that's awesome.
Starting my podcasting career, that is.
Man, that's awesome. You're doing a fantastic job. Continued success.
Yes, in January will be in March. It'll be 9 years nationally. Next March.
Wow.
Time
flies when you're having fun.
Yep, I was a late bloomer, but I got it.
Hey, better late than never.
Yes, definitely.
You got it.
Yeah.
You the man.
The only thing is, I wish I could have started this when I was younger.
For me, I think the right time, the time was just right for me. Because if I would have started this during work, it may have been kind of a conflict. So this worked out great.
Yeah.
But
I figured get some years in early,
Yep, that's right.
Before you get too old to start.
Yeah, but you're doing great. Keep it up. I appreciate
you. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Thank you.
Good night.
Always a pleasure, Lou. You have a great
Thanks,
night, too. Always a pleasure.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lou. I appreciate you. You're the man.
Okay. Oops, I got to...
Take care. Always a pleasure talking to Lou from the Enhanced Sports Show. Fantastic. Always. And, it's a real blessing having Lou. And definitely make sure you guys don't forget to call in 512-543-4662. And it's 512-543-4662, the Enhanced Sports Show, between 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, CST between 3 and 5. And then you could just type in the Enhanced Sports Show on YouTube. Appreciate Lou always. And in fact, we're going to go ahead and thank our next sponsor. Hey guys, it's now summer's here. Great time to get a great deal on a rental property of your own. If you need to refinance, nice thing is CTC ME Mortgage can help you. My great friend Kurt McCrae, he's got all your needs covered. You don't have to worry. You can go to ctcmemortgage.com, or you can go ahead and call Kurt McCrae 346-27 7564. Kurt McCrae, 346-527-7564. CTC ME Mortgage. Great thing about CTC ME Mortgage is that they can help you in Florida, and he can also help you in Texas. The great thing is I cover the Arlington Renegades. They're in Texas. I've actually been to Texas a couple times this year already. CTC ME Mortgage can help you. CTCMEMortgage.com, or you can go ahead and give Kurt McCrae a call. He can help you with so many great things. Anything related to properties, 346-527-7564, 346-527-7564. And guess what? We have another great Sam Scola song dedicated for the CTC ME Mortgage Company. Thank you, Sam Scola and beautiful wife, Mary. Here is a CTC ME Mortgage Company song by Sam Scola.
Mortgage Company, they stand by their loyalty. CTCME Mortgage Company, you can trust. today. There's no extra fees to pay. You can take a loan to own a new home. CTCME Mortgage Company, they stand by their loyalty. CTCME Mortgage Company, you can trust their honesty. Get a low interest rate. There's no need to wait. Finance a payment plan. Kurt McRae is your man. CTCME Mortgage Company. CTCME Mortgage Company. CTCME Mortgage Company.
CTCME Mortgage Company. Make sure you give Kurt McCray a call, 346-527-7564. Again, that's 346-527-7564. Or you can visit ctcmemortgage.com. ctcmemortgage.com. They're going to take wonderful care of you in that new home, rental property, refinance. Give them a call. Thank you so much, CTCME Mortgage, for being a wonderful sponsor. So we're going to go ahead and continue on with the Alan Alfred Sports Talk show. You got to give big mega props to the National Baseball Hall of Fame for taking care of the Alan Alfred Sports Talk show, giving them the media credentials for the East versus West Classic right there in Cooperstown, New York. I'm going to tell you all about this. First and foremost, got to give the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown a big round of applause. They're so awesome, I got to give them a second round of applause. This event was nothing less than spectacular. I really felt, before I tell you who was there and everything like that, the actual game, you felt like it was like a blast from the past. I really felt like I was playing in the old Negro Leagues, in an old school ballpark. It was kind of like it had the old school feel to it, just like it was back in the day, but it felt like a mixture of old school Negro Leagues baseball, but also way back yonder when Babe Ruth and stuff was playing, the way that the field is designed with the way the fences are with fans leaned up against the fence to get autographs. I mean, it was just phenomenal. Got a chance to interview Ken Griffey Jr., Dave Winfield, Monet Davis. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And it was just one of those things that it was really cool for Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame to go ahead and now have a brand new statue as soon as you walk in of Hank Aaron. Let me just tell you, Hank Aaron, out of every single player in the Hall of Fame, there is nobody who gets more fanfare, more advertisement in the Hall of Fame than Hammerin, the late, great Hammerin Hank Aaron, which kind of surprised me. Not in a bad way, but, man, that was outstanding that Hank Aaron is well represented in the Hall of Fame. He now has a statue as soon as you walk in. He has a beautiful oil painting on the right. Third floor, it's wrapped around of all Hank Aaron. It's just amazing. he even has more advertisement and more presence than Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, and these are the first class was Honus Wagner and Babe Ruth of the Hall of Fame. But Hank Aaron is deserving of it. I mean, in most people's eyes, he is not only the home run champ, he's the home run king is the way people really look at it. And he's as Eddie Murray said, Hall of Famer during the interview, Hank Aaron deserves all of the accolades and the flowers that he gets. But the great thing about the Baseball Hall of Fame is I love that initiative, Souls of the Game, giving props to the Negro League players because they're right. They're absolutely right. I absolutely love Jackie Robinson's what he did to go ahead and segregate the game. Now, I know that what Jackie Robinson did, just to give you a quick history lesson, wasn't favorable for everybody. What happened is you had the white counterparts, you had the Negro Leagues. Since there was segregation, Negro League players could not play with their white counterparts, and white counterparts did not allow the Negro League players to play. This is going to tie into what happened this week as far as the records. Since that went on, what ended up happening was Jackie Robinson was a big star in the Negro Leagues, but there was a lot of other great players in the Negro Leagues too. The white counterparts offered Jackie to play baseball a big deal. Now, the Negro Leagues paid to the players, but they didn't pay what Jackie was getting offered. He was getting a very, very lucrative big contract to play baseball that he was already doing in the Negro Leagues. He accepted the offer as time went on because a lot of the Negro League players were seeing what Jackie did. The white counterparts had more money. So eventually, as time went on, most of the players that were the Negro League players wanted to play with the white counterparts because now it's segregated. Lo and behold, the Negro Leagues went bankrupt, basically. They went out of business. Buck O'Neil and quite a few people did not like the fact that Jackie Robinson did play with the counterparts because it did away with the Negro Leagues. But to be real with you, if Jackie didn't take the money, somebody else was. I mean, that's just how our society is built on, capitalism. If you're doing a job, the same exact job, and somebody's going to pay you $50,000 for it, and then somebody across the street is going to give you $60,000 or $70,000 or $80,000, guess what? More than likely, that person's going to go to that other side of the street and take that job offer. That's just how it works. If Jackie didn't take it, somebody else was going to take it down the road. So now, I love what Mookie Wilson said. You got to check out that interview. It didn't start with Jackie Robinson. I know a lot of people, they look at Jackie Robinson as a guy who segregated the game. Yes, he's the first one who played and segregated game, but there was black Negro League players before Jackie. And actually, there was another player, too, that played in – he did play, I would say, for the white counterparts. He wasn't as dark as Jackie, but technically speaking, he was of African-American descent. And let me go ahead and give you that name, too. Jackie Robinson does get all the – it was more in the time where, more records and the technology advanced in 1947, but there actually was a player that did play, and his name is Moses Fleetwood Walker. Moses Fleetwood Walker is technically the first African-American player to play baseball and segregate the game, but he doesn't get near as much advertisement as Jackie Robinson because it was a much bigger deal in 1947 when you had Moses Fleetwood. He kind of played, in a time where you did have segregation, but it's like this when you could keep more records and technology advances using that person who's done that during that time, they're going to get the shine, and that's what happened with Jack. Technically speaking, Moses Fleetwood Walker was the first African American player to segregate the baseball game. Having said that, outstanding job for the Baseball Museum Hall of Fame for this whole weekend. I really felt like I was back in time. It was magnificent to have the old school flannel heavy uniforms. It was just nostalgia for me. You had people line up against the fence to get autographs. It was awesome. Plus that Doubleday field, it's not a huge stadium. It's to hold about, I guess, around 6,000 fans. Just the way it's designed, it has that old school feel to it too. It was just fantastic. Guys got to go to the National Baseball Hall of Fame. It is definitely worth your trip. Do a vacation. You won't be disappointed. As far as the records that are now in the record books, I know there was a lot of controversy about now the fact that Ty Cobb and the fact that Josh Gordon now took some of the more prestigious statistics, one of them being the highest batting average. To me, I'm with Mookie Wilson. This is long overdue. I can't really hate on the fact that one person had 2,000 at bats, the other person had 10,000. It's an average. That's one of the things. Josh Gordon, I'm going to be real with you. Based on what I'm seeing in the research, I feel as if Josh Gordon was better than a lot of his white counterparts. I'm not saying it's a diss, but hey, you could see these numbers. You could see what he's doing. You could see his athletic ability. He kind of is like the hitter's version of Satchel Paige. The Negro League players were fantastic. Jackie Robinson was just one of many. And now because of this, of what the Baseball Hall of Fame has done, it's maybe kind of revisit history to see it. Even Babe Ruth, as much as I think Babe Ruth was an innovator, Babe Ruth, I don't know if he would be as good as Josh Gordon as far as all-around player. Because, look, I'm watching Babe Ruth hit, and I'm like, okay, this guy had a big bat. You could tell he had a heavy bat. He's taking a big cut. And, yes, if you're throwing him a 80, 85-mile-an-hour fastball, batting practice speed nowadays, he's going to far because he's got a big, heavy bat. You could tell. And he's got a long swing. He actually does have a little bit of a hitch in his swing if you watch it. And he spins like a top. It's not as fundamentally strong, I would say, as some of the other players that were playing back in the day. Folks, I'm not going to make this a black or white thing. I'm not going to do that. I'll just say like this. Those numbers are authentic, meaning they're real. These are real records. And I love when people say, hey, why don't we put in Japanese records and hitting? Well, it's a different country. It's different rules. It's not in the USA. You had the white counterparts. You had the black counterparts. If you're going to have a museum and you have Jackie Robinson, you have Honus Wagner, Babe Ruth, you have Hank Aaron, you can't skip parts. You have to put in the everything. So you have to put in the players from the Negro Leagues. You also have to put in and let people know true person who segregated game was Moses Fleetwood Walker. You got to tell the history the way it is. And yes, their stats should count. I don't know why people make it such a big deal. And, that's what I thought golf fans were petty. I realized this past week that baseball fans are just as petty. They really are. It's just like a mindset. Petty beyond petty. Here's a perfect example. I put up a post of second everybody I interviewed, which was over 10 people, including that list was Hank Aaron. I kind of wish I interviewed Hank Aaron. May he rest in peace. But you had King Griffey Jr., you had Eddie Murray, you had Fred McGriff, you had Monet Davis, you had Dave Winfrey. The list went on and on. Joe Torre. And I showed all the pictures. You would think somebody would ask me a question about how the weekend was or what one of the players, former players or coaches said. You know, what they've commented on. You know, in Facebook where you could put the location of where you were at. I put the location where I was at, and I guess the locator of the person with the page, they put double and then space DAY capitalized. The true spelling of Doubleday should be together, not two words, double and then day lowercase. So it's all together. Doubleday after Abner Doubleday. They brought that up, and I'm like, first of all, this is not even my typo. This is just a location where you can put in where you can be at. I did do some research, and there was another Doubleday location that did have it right. But the first one on the top was the one with the not correct, the double and the space day. But that's what they brought up. And then back with the players from the past, they kept, coming up, hey, what about the Japanese players? What about Ichiro? But again, this is another country. These stats are different. These stats that the Negro League players have was here in the U.S. The Negro League players were not allowed to play in the American Baseball Association. They were not allowed to play in it. The game structure was different, so they didn't have as many at-bats. And, truth be told, the Negro League players did not have, and the league did not have the financial resources that its white counterparts have. That's why Jackie Robinson eventually was the first player of many to go ahead and play. So you do want diversity if you're being compared to something or somebody. Let me explain to you why you want more diversity in that. Because if you have your white counterparts and you're only playing against that type of demographics, are you really the best then? You understand? Are you really the best because you're playing against one demographic of people? History has shown that minorities can do wonderful and fantastic things. So if you're going to compete, the more people you have in that demographics, the tougher and harder it is. So if it's tougher and harder for more people, you want diversity. You want diversity. You want diversity. Because now you get a chance to say that I'm the best because I'm competing against the best, not just one demographics. I'm competing against the best regardless of their demographics. So to me, it is what it is. Josh Gordon has the three leaders. He's leading now in three major categories. It is what it is, man. And don't give me that excuse, oh, well, why don't we just take the Japanese players? It's a different country. It's not in the USA. There are different rules. It's different. It's still baseball, but it's not the same. So props to the Hall of Fame for getting things right. And props to them for the souls of the game, that initiative. That was fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, I was in Cooperstown last weekend. For those who don't know, Cooperstown is in New York State, upstate New York. I'm in New York back again this weekend. Yes, indeed. That's the reason why I did not do the StreamYard today, because I am traveling. We had some troubles with the StreamYard. So to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to do without the StreamYard this week. Keep it simple. Sometimes when you try to keep things too complicated, you run into issues, and that's what happened. I'm going to try to make sure I perfect the StreamYard on the go. So there's some kinks I have to work out. So more than likely I will bring it back. But I am in New York again this weekend. And the reason why I'm back in New York this weekend is because a man is only as good as their word. I repeat, a man is only as good as his word. If you give somebody a promise, you tell them you're going to do something, your man is only as good as their word. You tell your kids you're going to take them to McDonald's or something, a man is only as good as their word. Remember that. I told Darryl Strawberry back in January or February, early this year, where it came out that his number was going to be retired, that I was going to be there in attendance. I gave him my word. Now, when it first announced, they didn't have the date. That was in January. February, they announced the date. As Lou said, June is a very busy month. So June ended up being very busy for me. I wasn't expecting it to be this way, but it has been. Still, I'm on the way, going to be there to support Darryl Strawberry. Darryl Strawberry, folks, was the first celebrity, quote-unquote celebrity, that I had a chance to interview for the podcast. And back then it was the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk show. It's the first time that we had a chance to interview a quote-unquote celebrity for our show. And I credit Darryl for kind of saving our show, because our show was in existence for, I would say, about 6 months or so. And we ran into what most entrepreneurs run into. Okay, where are we going with this? Like, we had some success getting some interviews. We were learning the process, and we kind of didn't know where we were going. And lo and behold, we had an opportunity to interview Darryl Strawberry, and believe me and you, if it was going to be a prankster or a phony, and it wasn't going to be Darryl, it would have crushed our spirit. But lo and behold, it was Darryl on the other end. And that gave us the boost of confidence that, hey, it is possible that we could get a celebrity on our show. And 4 years later, our show is going on. It's now the Alan Alfred Sports Talk show. Me and Aaron are still friends. I credit Darryl for coming through and being a blessing and really helping us out when we were kind of like down and not out, but we had 2 strikes on us, bottom of the ninth, and it was looking pretty bleak. But yes, I gave him my word I was going to be here. From February on, I've been trying to get media credentials to actually cover the event, because I feel like I can be more impactful to help out and bring more awareness by getting the media credentials. Unfortunately, I did not get approved for the media credentials, but I am still here. So I'm not giving it up as far as covering the event. Come out here and support regardless. And I have my ticket purchased, so I'm going to be here regardless. But I am going to give it one more ditch effort before the game to see if they will reconsider being I'll be there, because I feel like I'm going to be a blessing. Hey, last weekend I interviewed Ken Griffey Jr. I was on Doubleday Field for Cooperstown. I mean, you talk about everybody was there. Mookie Wilson, Dave Winfield, Fred McGriff. I mean, you had Ryan Sandberg. The list goes on and on and on. So I am definitely qualified to cover this event for Darryl Strawberry's retirement. So I'm going to give it my best go. But if not, it's okay, because I'm still going to give it my best go and do a wonderful job making sure Darryl has a fantastic day. Congratulations, Darryl Strawberry, getting number 18 retired. Congratulations to the entire Strawberry family, to his wife, Tracy Strawberry, beautiful wife, Tracy Strawberry. And it is such a blessing that Darryl is going to be able to make it, because he had a health scare not too long ago, about 3 weeks ago. Props to Darryl Strawberry. Well deserved. Yes, so I will be there. And the great thing is, hey, regardless of whether I get the green light to cover on the fields, I got a great seat where I'll be able to take some wonderful pictures. It's going to be a great event. And, even though things didn't go as I would have hoped them, I'm still not using that excuse, and I'm showing up when you give your word to someone, you got to fall through and go through with it. So that's what I'm going to do. That's why I'm here in New York for a second week. And I got to talk about my shifting gears a bit. Got to talk about my UFL guys. A lot to unpack here with the UFL. Before we do that, let me go and thank another one of our wonderful sponsors here on the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. You see how I had to travel last weekend to Cooperstown, New York. I had to travel this weekend to New York. Summertime is here, folks. School's out. Kids are needing to do things. You need to do things. Now's a perfect time for you to travel. Kick your feet up. Take that cruise. Take that family vacation. Plan the event for your destination wedding. Plan an event for maybe your workplace. Planet Adventures has you covered. Whether you're doing a cruise, international, domestic, you're going to be going ahead and doing destination wedding, event getaway, buy corporate getaways. Pushpin Adventures can help you. Definitely, they're the ones that can go ahead and make sure that they make it a dream come true for you to go ahead and get things done. So definitely make sure you check out pushpinadventures.com, pushpinadventures.com. Make sure you let them know that the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show sent you. We're going to play in a little bit another great Sam Scola song, Pushpin Adventures song, Pushpin Adventures song by Sam Scola. You definitely need to go ahead and reach pushpinadventures.com or give Monique a call at 626-838-1006, 626-838-1006. Pushpin Adventures can help you kick back and relax. Give Monique a call. Make sure you make some magical memories with you and your family or yourself. Got Thanksgiving cruise coming up, Christmas, and a lot more. They can help you at Pushpin Adventures, pushpinadventures.com. Without further ado, let me go ahead and play the Pushpin Adventures theme song by none other than Sam Scola Songs. Let's go. Make sure you give Pushpin Adventures. Visit them at pushpinadventures.com. pushpinadventures.com, or you can call Monique right there at 626-838-1006, 626-838-1006. Really appreciate Pushpin Adventures being a fantastic sponsor here at the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Thank you, Sam Scola, for that amazing song, too. Thank you, Sam Scola Songs. Appreciate you. And again, all songs for Sam Scola available on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and Facebook. So, yes, a lot to unpack on the UFL. Really appreciate all the interviews that I've done this week. It's been storming in Texas, so usually they spread out the interviews, but because of the storms, we had to do it all on one day, so I did 4 interviews in one day. That includes, also did strong safety Miles Dorn, tight end Seth Green, and, of course, quarterback Luis Perez. And thank you to all 4. Also, just so you guys understand this was the last, because the Renegades, unfortunately, not making the playoffs. This was the last week of media availability and the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. They have a game this weekend, and they will have a press conference. If you're in the press conference, you'll get a chance to ask. I will not be attending that game. And then the following week, and then that week, there won't be any media availability pretty much because the players, they pack up their stuff and they leave. Last year when the season ended, pretty much the same thing. We was able to catch the coach. He basically, he did the interview in his car while driving. But all the players pretty much are gone. They have already started packing up their stuff prior to the last game. And then pretty much with the last game, anything that they have, they take with them. And that's it. It's a wrap. And that's the end of the season. So this week was the last media availability with me and the Arlington Renegades. Really want to thank all the players, all the coaches of the 2024 Arlington Renegades. It was a fantastic ride. I also want to congratulate the 2023 players who did get their rings on Friday. Last Friday, that is. Better late than never, but props to the 2023 recipients of the championship ring getting it last Friday, and props to the 24 Arlington Renegades, the entire team, staff. It's been fantastic and always a pleasure to deal with you. No matter what happened, I wish you all nothing but success. Big round of applause to you all. I'm glad we was able to at least get that last Thursday media availability, because at least everybody got a chance to at least say what their thoughts are for next season, and at least got a chance to say goodbye. I always feel like you should say a proper goodbye, and I'm glad that we was able to. Coach, he does have an interest in coming back next season. It's a 1-year contract, so if everything works out and it fits in his life, he said he's interested in coming back. Luis Perez did say he's trying to get an opportunity in the NFL. He didn't commit. He was commit to playing for the UFL next season. So what that basically means is if he doesn't get a legitimate opportunity for the NFL, I'm not sure, and I don't think Luis Perez is sure, and his family, if he will be back for another season for the UFL. He did sound non-committal as far as playing for the UFL again. People's feelings could change. That's to be determined. I definitely do think Luis Perez deserves, like he said, a legitimate opportunity to compete for a job and compete in training camp. That's what he's looking for. If you are a scout or a specialist or work for a prospective team, please watch the entire 18-minute interview with Luis Perez, because he definitely deserves an opportunity. I hope he does get a chance to meet Tom Brady. He talked about what he learned from Drew Brees and Kurt Warner. Those are two NFL greats and Hall of Famers. So anytime you can learn from them, you're going to be great. But he hasn't met Tom Brady as of yet. Tom, you need to meet my guy, quarterback number 12, Luis Perez. He is a big fan. He admires you. He's got the XFL championship last year. He's got the MVP, Harlan Hills award recipient, best player in Division II, and he won a national championship. I think you guys really would click, and definitely you should meet each other. So definitely props to Luis Perez and hope he gets that opportunity. Miles and Seth, I'm praying they get the opportunity looking for as well. It was great for Seth Green to get his hand on a couple of balls and actually be more involved, because when you have Sal Canella, he's pretty much going to be getting a lot of the balls thrown at his side. And he's earned that, but it's always great when someone gets an opportunity. That's what I love about the UFL. It's a league of opportunity. And Miles Dorn, his interview was excellent. Check that out too. Talks very, very highly of the adjustment that he's made here in the UFL. Is there a big difference? You got to watch an interview. Gives major props to his brother as well. And check out that interview. And then finally check out Luis Perez interview. But yes, as far as the Alan Alfred Sports Talk show going forward, definitely we're looking forward to continuing some great coverage for the UFL. I won't say anything just yet, but I will keep you guys up to date on everything that we get for the UFL. Really appreciate the UFL and all that they do. And then, yes, so I think the Arlington Renegades will beat the Battlehawks. I think they'll beat them. Arlington Renegades have a chip on their shoulder, and they felt like they should have won that last game that the DC Defenders snuck out. I agree. I do think the Arlington Renegades should have won that game too. Could have made a difference down the road, but it wasn't meant to be. But yes, I do tremendously appreciate the UFL and all that they do. And I wanted to talk a little bit about WNBA, specifically Caitlin Clark. You know what? She's the new kid on the block. She's going to have to deal with a lot of these, personal fouls, these roughhouse tactics, not being fair, because you're the new kid on the block, and let's be real, people are jealous of you, and they're trying to prove a point that you don't belong, when in reality, Caitlin Clark does belong. You got to give her time. You got to let things mature and naturalize. She'll get adjusted to the speed, adjusted to the style of the WNBA. She will be fantastic. I can already tell you, if you're a hater, you're wasting your time. But on top of that, Caitlin Clark, I would have to say the WNBA league as a whole, you girls need to chill out. You need to get off her back a bit. Because of Caitlin Clark, you might get another opportunity. Because of Caitlin Clark, you're getting a lot more eyeballs to the stadium. Because of Caitlin Clark, a lot more attention is there now with the WNBA. So why I say this? Because you have to cut her some slack. You cannot be trying to roughhouse and bully her. I've seen some of the illegal picks that people did. You're zoning in on her, picking her out because she was the number one pick. Hey, it's not her fault that camera crews are chasing her everywhere she goes. So back off. Make sure you guys get great content, but make sure you're doing it the right way. Definitely, I'm looking forward to being in Citi Field tomorrow. I got to make sure I get there early. And definitely appreciate the boxing fans as well. Yeah, it's gonna be a great summer. I have to say that much. A lot more to keep in touch with, keep an eye on. And yes, with the Arlington Renegades, I feel as if they're going to beat the DC Defenders this coming up weekend. I know it doesn't matter as far as making the playoffs because it doesn't. It is official that the Arlington Renegades are not going to return, and as far as in the playoffs. But yes, a lot of great boxing news going on. You know, we got a chance to, unfortunately, the Tyson versus Paul fight has been postponed. Unfortunately, Mike Tyson's ulcer has been bothering him. They did some tests and some analysis. They deemed it not safe for him to continue to fight with his fight as planned, which would have been next month. So it is going to be rescheduled. But then, hey, this allows both fighters to go ahead and sharpen with some additional skills because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. Each one of you. Should be fantastic to see that fight. Curious to see how it goes myself. So I feel as if Fury is going to go ahead and win if they have to redo that second fight. I just feel as if he's going to use a lot of his weight to his advantage and kind of tire Usyk out, but it's to be determined. And as I was stating earlier, you guys need to chill out on Caitlin Clark. You know, just because you're jealous, you have to handle yourself a lot better. A lot of the fouls that I see they're giving her was just really extra credit stuff. You don't need to do extra credit stuff. Just let her do her thing. Not saying just let her go ahead and be, you know, you can guard someone hard without being overbearing and causing issues. And that's why I feel like the league is what they're doing now because they want to kind of set example. So having said that, definitely make sure you guys, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. I'm on the road, so we're going to go ahead and close the show out today. Again, want to thank Lou for calling in. Want to thank you guys as well. I am looking forward to that ceremony with Darryl Strawberry retirement jersey. I'm ready, willing, and able. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to come there with a positive attitude. Great things going to happen. So with that being said, let me go ahead and thank another one of our fantastic sponsors. I mentioned to them at the beginning of the show, and that is none other than Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Make sure you visit Chef G's right there at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. And if you can't come down to Tampa, it's all right. You can feel free to check out definitely Big League Chew at bigleaguechew.com. And you can reach Big League Chew right there at bigleaguechew.com. That's some cool things to go ahead and chew because I'm going to be chewing some Big League Chew tomorrow. But I want to thank Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, so delicious and addicting. You may need a support group. Make sure you visit him at flbbqsauce.com, flbbqsauce.com. And definitely thank Chef G's for all that he has done for the Allen Alfred Sports Talk Show. Thank you, Sam Scola Songs, for all the great music. I'm going to play Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song once again. So let me go ahead and crank that up. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song, sang by Sam Scola Songs.
Comes in for variety, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, Florida Gold Honey Mustard on burgers and ribs, tasty fusion on pork and sausage, a classic taste for chicken steak tips, a hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. it's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce.
Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, so delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Make sure you visit them at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida, or you can visit them at flbbqsauce.com. Yeah, it's flbbqsauce.com. You cannot go wrong. Definitely check it out, flbbqsauce.com. So that brings this night's show to an end. Definitely save that number for next week, 516-418-5572, 516-418-5572. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for Lou calling in. Thank you, Sam Scola Songs and his beautiful wife, Mary, for all the great music. Thank you to all our great sponsors, CTE, ME Mortgage, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, and Pushpin Adventures. You are all fantastic. Really appreciate you all. Going to have a lot more to discuss next weekend. I should be back with the StreamYard as well next weekend. No worries on that. Make sure you guys be safe, be well. Enjoy your great weekend. And thank you again for listening to another great episode of the Allen Alfred Sports Fix Show. Be blessed, be well, take care of yourself. And we're going to end with the Sam Scola and then the song end of the show outro by Sam Scola Songs. Appreciate Sam Scola for all he does. And definitely don't forget to check out the entire library there for my great guy, Sam Scola. And then let me go ahead and end the show with the Sam Scola outro here. You guys are fantastic. Guys, be blessed, be well. Take care of yourself for now. We'll talk again. Take care.